Hello guys, I'm excited to be back with another live stream news video, which is going to be covering the third part of the third anniversary, the Astrea Record story and anniversary event that we're getting. This video is a day late because of the fact that we are renovating the room that's next to me here in our house, and also the fact that yesterday was the day that the rank 1 Familia on the European server, DanMemo, decided to disband due to the state of the server and other things. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but I would like to give a shout out to DanMemo as a Familia and the members within it, because DanMemo was pretty much one of the most important rivals for us as a Familia on the EU server for humanity, and I would like to thank everybody for everything that they've done and all the fun battles and experiences we've had together. So to the guys who are still playing, I hope you find a good Familia. I hope you still continue to have fun in the game, and to the guys who are quitting, I hope you have fun in whatever else you're gonna do with the time that's gonna be spent instead of DanMemo. I hope you're gonna have a nice time still, and I hope we can still all chat across Discord servers and everything. So yeah, huge thank you and huge shout out to everyone from DanMemo. Other than that, if we go into this video, we do have a lot of info for the third anniversary. We have new units. We have 6 new units, which is the standard, I guess. We had 6 new units in part 1 and 6 new in part 2. So we have 4 adventures and 2 assists. We won't go into detail about the skills that the units have this time, because it's going to be another video from me, the unit review, which is going to happen, I guess, when the units actually come out in the game, or maybe a couple of days after that. I'll see when I can do that, but we are going to cover everything else that is coming. The units I'll just go slightly, I'll mention slightly what they are and what they're for, and then everything else that the update will bring, all the new features, all the new bonuses, login bonuses, basically anything that they've decided to offer us this time. So first we have the results from the selection, Labyrinth City collection votings that we've had, where we had to vote, each server had to vote for the costume that for Belle, for Ais, and for Hestia, and we did get the results announced. For the Belle, we had the results were as follow. The Shota Belle was second, and the first place went to the Argonaut Belle. Despite the fact that there were 3 servers who voted for Shota Belle, overall the amount of votes ended up being in favor of the Argonaut Belle. So every unit that has been chosen as first will get a unit made with a similar costume to it, or something of the sorts. They haven't really fully gone into detail about that, but we can expect something similar to what has won here. For the Hestia, these are the results, and of course, since most servers don't have the little versions of the characters or the lolly versions of the characters, Hestia did win the Hestia selection, the lolly Hestia, so we will be getting something of the sorts for Hestia as well. Not surprisingly, she did win pretty much across all servers but Japan. And then we also have the Ais results, where the lolly Ais version also did win, and that was actually across all 5 of the servers. If you want to check more where each costume ranked, you can just skip a little bit backwards and pause it for yourself, but we won't spend too much time on it. So these are the 3 winners of the Labyrinth City collection voting, and we can look forward to seeing these units reproduced, or we can look forward to seeing similar versions of these units in the game. So yes. Moving on, we have the Astrea Record voice cast list. So basically all the voice actors are listed here for all of the characters that appear in the story, both the hero characters and the villain characters. And you can also pause to look at all of the actors here. The ones that I'm familiar with, at least, are the Erebus voice actor, which is also the voice actor of Belle in DanMemo. And then I haven't looked at most of them, but I think the voice actor for Alfia is also, I think, Rias from High School DxD. And then maybe I should I should probably look up, because I'm pretty sure I know most of them, but I'm just not familiar with that many voice actors. Anyways, this is the overview of everything that we're gonna cover today. So stay tuned. Campaign part 3 is gonna be called Ultimate Clash, and it is going to be available on the 13th of August, which is basically already the 13th in Japan as I'm recording this, so the version is gonna come out, I think, like 5 hours or 3 hours, depends on when I upload this from the upload of this video. So you can look forward to that. You can look forward to all the new units and all the rewards. And we are also getting a copy of the summonable Ryu unit that appears in the banner. So just by clearing the event, you'll also get one of her, which does help you in getting her closer to MLB once you do summon on the banners, which is fantastic. Way more valuable usually than just the free welfare units, the free welfare Ryu that we had in first part. We are also getting the fully voiced, finally. We've been spoiled this in the past, but basically the whole parts, the part 1 and part 2 story and event and all the, I think, gacha summons on the event, everything basically, also the unit summon lines, nothing was voiced so far, and now when you do update the game, everything is actually voiced, including the part 3 that is coming out. So in order to celebrate that, they did give us enough potato snacks to play part 1 and part 2 again, just so you're not missing out on that. You are also just able to watch story. I'm not sure if it's in the story digest yet, because that's all usually for past events, but you are definitely able to watch the story now, fully voiced, and I will do that probably over the weekend when I'll have a little bit more time, and hopefully we all get to enjoy that. Hopefully it's as good as I think it is, because all the stories that I watched, especially the 2nd anniversary one and the winter one, were really good. So I'm looking forward to this one as well, and I hope you guys are too. Another thing that we are getting is the Is It Wrong for all of the 11 draw to be 4-star units. So by clearing the very hard mode, we will also get the all 4 stars 11 draw gacha. This is probably going to be the same thing as we had on the first part of the Astrea Record anniversary banner, event. So I think it's also just okay, so we have a clear very hard. So yeah, you get it by clearing very hard. And if I'm correct, the units that are included in the banner or in the pool for this banner are actually only units that have come out in the past 1 year, which makes it much better units, much better pool of characters. So definitely make sure to clear the event and get these, because it's going to be a huge boost to your collection and your characters. And I also hope to get a lot of things from here. I have a lot of things that are getting close to MLB, and I've been holding off some prison bonds and prison bonds for some characters. So I hope I get some nice luck from this, and I hope you guys do too. We also have just, I guess this is pretty standard for the anniversary banners, but we do have the double gacha rate for 4-star units, and as I'm expecting this to be the same as it was in part 1 and part 2, being that the extra rate is actually just the standard pool characters included in the pool. So you have 3%, which is the normal gacha rate for banners, to get the banner featured units, and then you have 3% to get the non-banner featured units as well, which is always a great addition, and it makes summoning on these banners more efficient than it is on summoning some other banner. So definitely make sure to make use of that. Save up some iris, don't be like me and spend it all and overpull on one of these banners, because now I'm pretty low on iris. Hopefully we get a lot still farmed. But yeah, definitely make sure to do 10 steps on both of the banners that are coming out, and I will show you guys what the 2 banners are when we get to there. We are also getting a 3rd anniversary exchange shop. This is similar to the 2nd anniversary exchange shop that we had, although that actually wasn't an exchange shop, we were just getting medals, but the picture that we see here makes it look the same. So we are going to be collecting medals once again, but this time it is going to be an exchange shop, unlike the missions that we had for collecting medals on the 2nd anniversary, or I think the reminiscence. No, it was reminiscence, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But we are gonna collect medals, and the rewards that we're able to get are over here. We aren't going to be able to exchange for everything that is in this exchange shop, so you are going to have to be careful with what you choose, and I will go over everything that is here, and I'll tell you guys what I think you should get and what I think you should not get. I'm not sure how many medals is the max, but so I can't really make predictions, but I'll go like in order. So I think that something that you definitely should get, especially if you are if one of the characters from the anniversary, either from part 1, part 2 or part 3, is close to MLB, you should be getting the 3rd anniversary Jade Light, which costs 3,000 medals and you can only get one of them. And then that medal or Jade Light can be exchanged for the bond for a Astrea Record gacha unit. So from what I know, or I would assume it's like that, but you're gonna be able to exchange for any one of the units in part 1, part 2 or part 3. So basically you just use it for one of them that's on +4 preferably, and then you MLB that unit, and that's pretty valuable because you don't have to spend star bonds or known tickets on it to do it. The next thing that's going to be important is the known tickets, which you are able to get sets of 50 for 250 medals, and you're able to get it up to 13 times. So this is 650 max known tickets. You should definitely pick those up. You should very likely also get the hero lights for 1000 medals, because hero lights are needed to ascend your units. And then the next in line are probably the hero medal and flame amulets, which are also exchangeable up to 3 times. Those can be used to get a prison bond for non-time limited characters, and usually the flame amulets are better than the hero medals because the prison bonds for assists are generally more expensive. And then we also have Ascension Fauna, which costs 400 for some reason, but I definitely do not recommend you to get the Ascension Fauna. Pretty much everyone that's been playing for a bit has enough Ascension Fauna. I don't really know anybody that's lacking Ascension Fauna, so you should definitely not waste anniversary medals on that. And I also doubt you should waste the medals to get 4-star guaranteed 11 draw tickets or 11 draw tickets, because the other items are way more valuable and way more versatile, whereas the draw tickets you would probably need to get really lucky on to get exactly what you needed. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the exchange lineup. The next thing is also the Astrea Record clear support campaign. So by clearing very hard mode of each of the events or each of the parts, you'll get 100 Iris each. So I've actually already updated the game, and there's missions to get 100 when you do complete the very hard, and I was already able to claim 200 for completing part 1 and part 2. And then when part 3 arrives, I'll also be able to claim the 100, so definitely make sure to clear those and grab the Iris from the mission rewards. There's also going to be daily quests for Hero Fauna, Extilia books, and Crystal Rabbits, which gives you the materials to rehammer your weapons and craft weapons. So just that's a 1 per day quest that you could do, and it's definitely worth doing because you do get a ton of rewards that you would otherwise have to farm. So it just makes your life a little bit easier. And then we do have the Astrea Record extra story available, but that is coming on the 27th of August. So there is going to actually be, they aren't calling it part 4, but this is basically part 4 of the event. And what I'm hoping for is that there's also going to be more rewards, maybe another banner with the villain characters, because the villain characters actually aren't getting introduced in this third part, and it always feels like a waste when they don't do villain characters, because they have really great voice lines from what I've heard, and good design. So they should really introduce the villain characters in the story more as well, because they didn't do it for the winter event, where with the I'm not sure how, I forgot how they were called, but the goddess was Vera, and then you had the other villain characters, and also Talvi as a hero character. They just should introduce more of the characters that are in the story, instead of introducing characters multiple times, like the Ryu and Alice, I suppose. That's my opinion on it, and I hope something still comes with the extra story, other than just the story, but the story itself is obviously great as well. Then we do also have this weird feature, which I'm not sure how useful it will be and what it's going to be used for. To be completely honest, I have no clue, because from what it looks like here, it looks like the support function that is already in the game, which allows you to use one character for some of the modes in the game to make your life easier and clear some quests that you otherwise wouldn't be able to because of the help of someone that you follow. And if this does actually make it possible for you to test your wargame teams, this would be good. But if, like we see here, only the new characters are included, then those teams will be just randomly generated from the new units and won't really have any synergy whatsoever. So I really don't know what this will be useful for. But I guess it's intended to be a feature for you to test your teams against the new units. Hopefully it's useful, but we'll get to see that once it comes out. There's also the whale bundles, so the standard 300 is 400 Iris and 1400, 1600 Iris if you are spending money on the game, and also the Iris combo with hero lights and the mega bundles like we've had in part 1 and part 2. Pretty much everyone's used to this, it's the same model every time. And we do also have another, like they promised, the share campaign. So for every 300 retweets, and I think it's actually 200 on the tweet, I think they changed it to 200 retweets, we are getting an 11 draw tickets. So I think we've already close. I think we're at 1,300 retweets. So we're definitely probably going to get, not probably, we're definitely going to get 10, 11 raw tickets as well, to hopefully get some more 4 stars out of them, or at least some Seiros. So definitely a nice thing they're doing to promote and to give us more rewards. And then the units that we're getting are spoiled here on, introduced here on these banners. So one of the banners is going to be Alice, Finn and Freya, with Freya as the assist. And the other banner is going to be Ryu and Otaro with Alan as an assist. And I will quickly go through the units. So the Ryu is a magic unit, pretty much meant for war game. She has the same passive as Aisha does, whereas she has a katana equipped, which is actually this time, unlike Aisha, her main weapon is a katana, so she will get more magic stat like that. But she's probably meant for wargame, and obviously the Familiar Rush that is coming afterwards. A lot of the units have Dragon Killer, so the Familiar Rush will be an event with dragons, so maybe also your units from the past with Dragon Killer will be able to get used. The next unit is the magic version of Alize. She seems like she will be really great. She's a fire unit. I'm not sure if I said Ryu is a wind unit, but Ryu is a magic wind unit. Alice is a magic fire unit, also with Dragon Killer. She looks decently strong on paper. The Finn is a wind physical unit, and we are lacking wind physical units, or just wind units in general, so the new Ryu and Finn will actually fill that spot a little bit and make it easier to clear things like 7th zone, so that's definitely a great thing. The Ryu, from what I've heard, is the Finn, from what I've heard, is pretty decent, but I'm not gonna make any presumptions. He does have more so AoE attacks, so I guess it's also better in wargame, or more meant for wargame than for Record Buster. And then the next adventure, or the last adventure, is Otaro, who is an Earth physical unit with an insane amount of strength. Actually, he has 2,171 strength, which I'm not sure if we've seen that much before. So he might be the strongest adventurer, if you can call the adventurer with the most strength the strongest adventurer. But he is meant as a Record Buster unit. He pretty much his kit is overloaded with pretty much everything he needs. He reduces his strength and magic, he reduces the earth resist for himself, and he gets the same additional actions like Reveria does, so he's probably the best. He's the unit that we're certain, 100% certain, that is going to be really, really good and dominate the Record Busters that are coming out. Probably at least the next 2 Record Busters that are coming out, this Otaro is going to be used in them. And if you have him MOB and other units as support, you'll probably be able to get high rankings. So definitely make sure to get him if you can. And for the other 3 adventurers, we are going to have to see what they are. I will, as I said, also make a unit review video where I go more in depth about each of the skills and where the characters will be used. Hopefully there's some extra information, or we get to test them beforehand before I can make any predictions or something of the sort. But we are gonna also look at the assists here, because they are easier to look at. The Alan is an assist stat character. He debuffs enemy agility by 15%, and he increases self critical and penetration rate. So for the unit he's equipped on, he increases the crit and pen rate by 20%, which is a really high number, but it is only for that one unit. But the agility is higher than what we've had in the past. he does seem a little bit on the weaker side for an anniversary banner assist, which we are a little bit surprised by. So if the 5 extra agility doesn't make that much of a change, I don't see him as being that useful. But he is definitely meant as a wargame assist, so usually for rush team, either magical or physical rush teams, he's probably gonna be used, especially if the agility matters a lot, but that depends on the meta. The next assist, which is also really weird, I'm not sure what they're doing with the developments of this assist. I'm not sure how they got ideas for them, but this Freya is going to have 20% counter rate, and is going to reduce the crit, pen, and guard rate of the enemies by 10%. This is pretty much almost the same as the Tsubaki assist that we have in the game already, but not many people have her MLB, especially on the European server. But the Freya does also have, I think, pen and guard rate added to just the crit rate that the Tsubaki decreases. So she is an improvement over that, but she doesn't feel like she's really strong, and she might not even get used actually, because there's other assists with decently high counter rate, which might be enough, like the Under Resort Hestia or sorry about that, I got interrupted by a phone call, but as I said, I don't see this Freya unit being meta breaking. She might be used as a good assist to help boost your damage a little bit with more counters in Record Buster, but I don't see her as being really good, and like, probably don't want to try too hard to get her either. The heroic trials are also going to be here, thankfully. In this picture, the Ryu and Otro are on the same banner. Okay, which does make sense. Okay, so it does make sense. The Ryu and Otro are going to be, along with the assist on the banner, which is Alan, is going to be the first heroic trial, which you can pick your bond from by farming it. So I guess the Record Buster that we're getting is going to have the Earth weakness, and Otro is going to be immediately useful. So if you do plan to summon on the one banner before the other, I would recommend summoning on this one first, so you can use the Otto in Record Buster and gain better rewards because of it, and also use the heroic trials faster. The heroic trial for the other banner, however, will be coming 1 week after that, most likely, like we've seen with the part 2 and part 1, where we also got the other heroic trial 1 week later. The login bonus is the same as the one in part 2, where we get 1000 Iris, which is definitely good as a login bonus, since we are lacking Iris, most of us at least. Some have saved enough, but I haven't saved nearly as much as I needed, so do need all the Iris that I can get. 7 Zone is also gonna be live like every week. I'm not sure if there's still double rewards for it. I think that was the plan for the second part of the anniversary, so I'm not sure if the double rewards are persistent still. Record Buster, as I said, is going to be Revis, with 100% there's going to be an Earth weakness. Maybe there's going to be another weakness next to that, perhaps the Wind one, so you can use the new Wind units as well. But definitely there's going to be an Earth weakness, the biggest weakness, and Otro is going to be hitting like a truck. So definitely make sure to summon for Otro and use him here. And then, as I said, Familiar Rush is where he's gonna be, along with all the other units of the banners, is where everyone's gonna be really useful. So that's what the units are definitely useful for. Events that are ending, there's a lot of events that are ending. Familia Wargame has already ended, Wargame has also already ended. It wouldn't have ended if I did my video yesterday, but I couldn't. So we do have the heroic trials ending, and the banners are also going away when the new banners appear in 3 to 5 hours. I'm not sure when I upload the video. The 7 Zone support campaign is ending, so yeah, no more double rewards and no more Iris for clearing it. and the weapon upgrade support campaign. So if you do have some weapons that you do want to ascend, or not ascend, but upgrade, you should do it now still. You should do it before the new update, because it's, I think the chance of great success is tripled when you're using your whetstones, so definitely do that. And also clear the main story, because the stamina is reduced to 1/3 of what it usually is, to get more iris for summons. We've pretty much covered everything that's coming, other than the Familiar Rush being out on the 20th of August, so there's gonna be another stream next week when they do introduce the enemies for Familiar Rush and what they do, and the login bonus begins one day after the units come out, so everything as expected. They also did a special game. I think they played rock, paper, scissors at the end of the live stream, and we did get to full 10 points, so we are going to be getting all the rewards here. So a 4-star, I think it's an 11 draw ticket, 150 large books, 30 whetstones, 30 hero fauna, 5 million valis, and 15 potatoes. So definitely some nice rewards here, and here's the picture of Nakahara, the promoter on the live stream, who lost to the voice actors in rock, paper, scissors. So that is going to conclude the video for the third part news. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, leave a subscription, and maybe a comment as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!